I woke up to a silence so thick it choked me, lying in my sleeping bag, heart slamming against my ribs. Something was watching me from the shadows. I could feel it. And then, my friend Heather sat up, stiff as a corpse, speaking a language I had never heard before. Within seconds, you'll know why I still can't sleep without the lights on. This story is real. It happened to me, and I posted it on Reddit. That's the screenshot behind me, my words, typed out after a night I'll never forget. What you're about to hear is exactly what went down in Washington State, straight from my memory, unfiltered. I'm telling it now so you can feel the same dread that still haunts me. Here, at Friday 13, every tale is true, and this one's no exception. It was summer, back when I was a preteen, living in a small town nestled in a valley on the dry side of Washington State. The kind of place where nothing ever happens. Safe, quiet, boring. I was shy, kept to myself, and loved sleeping outside in a sleeping bag. No tent, just the stars above me. My mom's high school friend lived a few blocks away in a one-story duplex. Carports on both sides, scruffy bushes hugging the backyard. Her daughter, Heather, was a year older. She was loud, mean sometimes, a bully, really. Looking back, I think her mom's temper rubbed off on her. That woman scared me too. Sharp voice, hard eyes. But Heather and I hung out anyway, mostly because our moms were tight. That night, we decided to sleep in her backyard again. No fences, just open grass and the hum of a busy road 2 streets over. We'd done it 100 times. But this time, something was off. A heavy, gnawing dread settled in my gut, and I couldn't shake it. We'd been laughing earlier, talking about dumb kid stuff. Boys, school, whatever. Heather fell asleep first, her breathing steady beside me. I stayed awake, staring at the sky, that watched feeling creeping up my spine like cold fingers. I scanned the yard, slow, cautious, trying to figure out why my skin prickled. That's when I noticed it. The silence. No cars rumbling in the distance, no crickets chirping, no birds rustling in the bushes. Just nothing. Then my ears started ringing, a sharp, high-pitched whine, like static from an old TV, slicing through my head. I thought about bolting inside to my mom, but before I could move, Heather shot up. She sat up fast, stiff, like a puppet jerked by strings. Her eyes were open, wide, staring into nothing. She was breathing hard, chest heaving. Her head turned toward me, slow, mechanical. But she wasn't looking at me. She was looking through me. The ringing stopped, but the silence stayed, thick and suffocating. Then, she started talking. Quiet at first, mumbling. I thought maybe sleep talk. But it wasn't. It was a language, harsh and guttural. I'm bilingual. Mexican dad, white mom. So I know Spanish, English, how words feel. This wasn't either. It wasn't anything I'd ever heard. It grew louder, sharper, and the air around us felt heavy, like it was pressing down. The moon was full, bright enough to see everything, then it vanished. Pitch black, like someone flipped a switch. I caught movement in the corner of my eye, over by the neighbor's duplex. I turned, heart pounding, terrified to look. A shadow rose from the ground, tall, cloaked, no face, no sound. I knew the neighbors, a young mom with her toddler, an old couple next door. This wasn't them. It stretched higher, gliding toward us over the glass. I couldn't move. My body just froze. Then, bam, it rushed forward, a blur of black smoke, and slammed into Heather. She screamed those words, her whole body shaking like something was inside her. I scrambled up, ran inside, yelling for my mom. Heather's mom came too. They burst out the back door. I stood there, shaking, pointing at Heather. But she was asleep, calm, like nothing happened. The cars hummed again. Crickets buzzed. Everything normal. They stared at me like I was crazy. Woke Heather up. She blinked, shrugged, said she was fine. "Want to go back out?" they asked. Casual as anything. No chance. I crashed on the couch, heart still racing. Heather went back outside. Alone. Ever felt eyes on you when no one's around? That's when I knew. Whatever that thing was, it wasn't gone. Tell me in the comments if you felt it too. I'll read every single one. Next morning, Heather's grandma picked us up for church. Heather wouldn't look at me, quiet, which wasn't like her. In the car, I leaned forward. "Do you remember last night?" She said no, flat out. I told her everything. The language, the darkness. Her grandma overheard, standing by the driver's door. Her face went hard, like stone. "What did it sound like?" she asked, voice low. I told her, just the words, skipping the shadow and the ringing, too wild to say out loud. She listened, eyes locked on me, then drove us to church without a word. Heather muttered I was nuts under her breath. She made us sit in the front pew, not normal for her. Held Heather's hand tight, praying under her breath, tears on her cheeks. Heather squirmed, annoyed. After, back at the car, she didn't start it. Turned to Heather and said, "You're staying with me this summer. Church every Sunday. I'll keep you safe." Heather looked relieved. Her mom was rough, abusive even, but I knew Grandma meant something bigger. She told us she'd met it before, as a kid in a concentration camp in Norway. A voice speaking a strange language, promising salvation. She said it wasn't God. It was something dark. She'd refused it, chose suffering instead. I didn't see Heather much after that. My grandparents took me in, and we drifted apart. Last year, my mom told me her grandma died. Tough life, camp survivor. That's when it hit me. Whatever came for Heather, it had come for her grandma too. Those words, I can still hear them, burned into my brain. I buried this for years, but when I posted it on Reddit as, "I don't know why so," it all came rushing back. That shadow, that language, it felt like it knew me, like it wanted me too. Maybe it's still out there, waiting. I can't prove it, but the dread, that's real. Back then, I tried to laugh it off, but my heart wouldn't stop racing. The air that night, it stank of wet earth and rot. I can still smell it sometimes. Have you ever felt something following you? Something you can't name? Drop it in the comments. I'll read them all. I need to know I'm not the only one. Last month, I drove by that duplex. Carport's gone, yard's a mess, but I felt that stare again. Locals say the valley's cursed. Old stories about mountain spirits, things that don't let go. I don't know what's true, but I haven't slept right since that night. It's been years, but that night sticks to me like a shadow I can't outrun. I've tried to explain it away. Heather was just sleep-talking. The shadow was my imagination. The silence was nothing. But I know better. Something was in that backyard. Something old and hungry, and it wasn't done with us. I started digging into our town's history. The valley, the mountains around it. There are stories, old ones, whispered by the locals. They say the mountains are cursed, that spirits linger in the dark, waiting for their chance. Some claim the valley was a burial ground once, disturbed when the town went up. I don't know if it's true, but after that night, I believe something's out there. Something that doesn't belong. I've never told anyone this part. A few months after, I heard the whispers again. Not the same language, but faint, like my name called from miles away. It happens when I'm alone, always at night. I've moved away, but it follows me. It's like part of me is still in that sleeping bag, staring into the dark, waiting. I keep this picture to remind me. The duplex is gone now, demolished years back, but the memory's still there. I wonder if Heather remembers, if she ever felt it again. I haven't seen her in forever, and I don't know if I want to. Some things are better left alone. One thing I left out of the Reddit post, the ringing in my ears. It wasn't random noise. It was a warning, a signal. Something was breaking through. I've looked it up since. Some say it's spirits trying to talk. Others call it a crack in reality. Whatever it was, it marked the second everything changed. I've thought about going back, facing whatever's still there, but I'm not ready. Maybe one day I'll stand in that spot again, see if the shadow's waiting. For now, I stay away. If you're ever in a small town in Washington, in a valley, and you feel that silence, the kind that eats sound, run. Don't look back. It might be waiting for you too. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button, subscribe, and share your own true horror story in the comments. The scariest ones might make it into our next video. Yours could be next. Want more darkness? Join our Discord server and tell us your real horror experiences. Links in the bio. Here at Friday 13, every tale is true, and the shadows are always listening.